Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kim Young, and I am the Interim Director of Programs with FCICA, and I will be moderating today's webinar. This program is being recorded, so to maintain the integrity of the recording, all attendees will be muted. The recorded session will be housed on the FCICA Member Center and this education portal, as well as featured on our website and our YouTube channel. Today's webinar is a rebroadcast, so Q&A will be a bit different than usual. In the bottom left of your screen, you'll see a public chat tab. If you click on that, you'll see a live chat with all of the attendees, and you can use this chat function to ask any questions throughout the presentation, and the live product rep will be able to respond. If you're not familiar with FCICA, we are the resource for premier commercial flooring contractors. We pride ourselves on giving our members opportunities for education, networking, leadership, as well as business support. We've got our next educational webinar coming up, Navigating Self-Leveling and Primer Options, and that'll be presented by Jeff Johnson of MAPE. That'll be taking place Thursday, June 18th at 11 a.m. Eastern, and you can register for that webinar now on our website, fcica.com/webinars. We've also got a product webinar coming up just next week. That'll be on Thursday, June 4th at 11 a.m., and that'll be presented by Evoke Contract, and again, you can register for that on our website. We've also got another product webinar coming up in June with MAPE. That'll be Wednesday, June 10th at 1 p.m. And again, you can register for that on our website, fcica.com/webinars. SIM is our project management certification for commercial flooring professionals. We're not doing our in-person training right now, but it is all the same content if you'd like to take the program online. If maybe you've got some extra time on your hand, or you're just looking to advance your career or your company's competitive advantage, it's a great way to do so. So you can find more information about that and how to sign up at fcica.com/sim. We've also got the Flooring Contractor magazine. Our spring 2020 issue is out right now and covers challenges on the job site. We've got some great articles by our SIMs as well as FCICA members covering topics such as job site challenges, becoming a female project manager, as well as our annual Platinum Member Product Spotlight. And that is on the resources section of our website. Any views and opinions expressed in this webinar are those of the presenters and do not necessarily reflect any official views or positions of FCICA. Please excuse this brief pause as I initiate the recording. Welcome to the FCICA Product Webinar Series. We are pleased to have Shane Jenkins and Chris Day of Schönox presenting for us today. Shane is also here with us in the live chat to answer any of your questions. Shane and Chris, the floor is yours.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us in this educational series. My name is Chris Day. I'm the National Accounts Manager here at HPS Schönox. Today we're actually going to have Mr. Shane Jenkins, the head of the technical department at Schönox. He will be joining in with us. Shane, do you want to say a couple things?
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on this educational series. We hope to bring you some informative information on all of our Schönox products, and looking forward to joining you on the series.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. A lot of you have probably seen that the t-shirts, the hats. I think we even had some tattoos out there at one point where you've seen the On It slogan for us, and that's kind of been our mantra in the last several years here. On It really stands for a lot of things, whether it's being on job sites on the weekends where our regional business managers walk on a job site. Maybe they're delivering some material that we ran short on. Maybe it's getting a technical letter from the technical department from Shane's team, job specific warranties, to logistics. So really our main goal is to outservice our competition on a daily basis, and that's what the meaning of On It means to us. So with that, we're going to show just a quick video of the headquarters over in Rosendahl, Germany. This is it's about a 90-second video. It's going to take you into the logistics side of it, to the chemistry and the lab side of it where they're testing products. And then we'll also get into the area where we actually do some of the training. So sit back, enjoy the music, and we'll be back with you here in about 90 seconds. All right, welcome back. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the video. We'd love to have the opportunity for everybody to go over to Rosendahl and experience the tour and the trip. Not only is it very highly educational, but we also like to have a lot of fun over there, and Germany likes to obviously show off their country there. So that being said, a lot of you might wonder how Schönox really came to the U.S. market or the North American market, and that was our principal, Mr. Thomas Trissel. Thomas moved here in 1996 with the hopes and aspirations of becoming a flooring manufacturer, and he actually started a company called Sentiva. Sentiva grew to be a very powerful name in the luxury vinyl tile industry, and attracted a lot of suitors, we'll say. And eventually he decided to sell Sentiva, and most of us will probably enjoyed a nice retirement, and that's not how Mr. Thomas Trissel works. He actually had the idea of, he knew how important subfloors were to making his Sentiva product look good, and he wanted to really get into that side of it. So he went back over to Germany and had a meeting with Schönox and said, listen, I understand the market in North America. I understand how to grow a business, and give me the distribution rights. And that's how we got here to the States. So started in 2010 and 2011, and have grown from there. So we are going to, in this session, we're going to go over all the product lines, whether it's moisture mitigation to self-leveling to adhesives, to some of the tools that we have out there, and really get into some of our decorative concrete products. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get into the primers. Here at Schönox, we try to keep everything very simple. Within our primer lineup, we actually have just 3 primers that we need to kind of worry about, and the VD primer being the first one. The one I want to talk about with the VD is it's the only dilutable primer that we actually have. So that primer can actually be diluted 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, based on the absorbency of that slab that we're looking at. The next is the SHP primer. That is for non-porous slabs only. So anything non-porous with SHP is the exact product you're going to want to use. And then the KH Fix is the more aggressive. So if I was on the porous side of the substrate, so if I was going to compare a VD to a KH Fix, I'd say the VD is kind of our Chevy, and the KH Fix is our Cadillac. That is, again, we don't dilute that product at all. So we're going to show a couple quick videos, and I'm going to let Shane kind of talk you through those videos and what to expect on those.
Yeah, so before we go back to the video, if we can go back to our previous screen, we really need to talk about why do we want to use primers to begin with. So using a primer gives you a solid foundation to work off of. If we can control the absorbency of our substrate, we can make sure that the water content in our self-leveler and our patching compound remains consistent in that hydration process. We can improve adhesion. We give some way for our self-levelers or our primer or our patching compounds to bond to. We can kind of look at the primer as adhesive without resin, also maybe to protect the background from water in the system. So very important that we use primers correctly, selecting the right one, which we can talk about here in these videos, and also just making sure we get proper application. So if we want a good success with Schönox product lineup, selecting primers should be the foremost thing that we're talking about with any of our systems. Let's look at the videos. So we're looking at an application of KH Fix. As Chris mentioned, this is a pre-diluted primer, so no need to worry about dilution rates. Applies very easily, normally with a 3/8 snap paint roller. This material can be sprayed and broomed if we need to do that. Binds dust very well, so for dust binding, existing calcium sulfate or gypsum substrates works very well. Again, faster drying application. KH Fix dries in under an hour, dry to the touch. The second video we got coming up is SHP. There is an aggregate built into that material. So you see the installer actually stirring that. We need to make sure that we can kind of incorporate that aggregate in the primer. Again, 3/8 nap paint roller. Avoid pools or puddles of that material. We're not trying to actually paint the full floor down that we don't see the background. We're just trying to get a good even coat of primer down. Any non-porous substrates, so epoxy coatings, your VCTs, LVTs, ceramic tiles, wood substrates, plywood and OSB is one that we would use SHP primer on before we do our self-leveling or some of our patch and repair compounds. Again, quick drying. We're probably less than an hour on SHP for dry time. We're looking for dry to the touch. Should be no transfer on our fingertips when we're using either one of these primer systems. So very good application prior to the use of any of our self-leveling or some of our patch and repair compounds.
So I think we're going to get into our cementitious leveling line. And so the first one we're going to talk about is our Schönox US. This is a great workhorse self leveler. It can literally go from 1/8 of an inch all the way up to 3 inches. This product is can go indoor outdoor. So it's freeze thaw stable, and it is a moisture resistant product, which makes this product where you could actually, let's say that subfloor has some high RH, and we need to take care of that, but it's kind of chewed up, and we don't want to put a ton of epoxy product on the floor. We could actually pour the US, and once that's ready, then we could actually go back in with our moisture mitigation product on top of that. So great product, 60 to 70 square feet at 1/8 of an inch. And you're at 4250 on the PSI scale. So a great, like I said, workhorse product on the Schönox US.
4.5 liters of water per 55-pound bag does give you a nice flow rate. It's easy to work for the installer. We're not trying to actually fight the material as a true self-leveling. As Chris kind of mentioned, we are moisture resistant, but we can use this underneath high RH slab conditions. So our adhesive for high RH or on our moisture mitigation systems. Interior, exterior, freestyle stable. We could use this on porches and balconies, terraces. We can also use this in our cooler and our freezer areas. So an excellent workhorse product to be used. 1/8 up to 3 inches. We can extend this with aggregate if we're going to go above 1.5 inches. Can be extended up to 30% with aggregate. So an excellent product to use. Good day in, day out self-leveler from here at Schönox.
So the next one we're going to get into is the Schönox XM. So this is anywhere from 1/8 of an inch up to 1/2 of an inch. We're going to get about 60 square feet at 1/8. This product, I really like this product a lot because I feel like it pours out like a premium price product at an entry level price point. This is something that when we introduced this into the market, a lot of the installers were extremely happy with it, just because the workability of the product. It heals itself very nicely. So you'll see when this is pouring how fluid this is. Maybe some installers that haven't worked with this product before are going to think it's overwatered, and that's not the case at all. That's exactly how we want it. So it does make their job a little bit easier. It has very low shrinkage. It is pumpable just like any of our other self-levelers out there on the market, and it is ready for floor covering in about 16 hours at 1/8 of an inch.
So if we're looking at a self-leveler with a high flow rate characteristics, it's going to go ultra smooth. You can kind of look at this as your liquid skim coat. It goes on very smoothly. We probably will not have a whole lot of prep work to be doing after this. This gives you that ability to get FF and FL requirements that we need on a lot of our substrates. Works excellent over moisture mitigation systems that we do have a more economical version to go on top of moisture mitigation. So ultra smooth finish, 4,300 PSI compressor strength, excellent product to be used. Great price point on this thing, anywhere from a 1/16 all the way up to 1/2 inch. Great product from our folks here at Schönox.
Next, we're going to get into our ZM. So we actually have two products in our lineup that are moisture resistant. So ZM is our second product. We talked about US. Now we're going to get into ZM. ZM is it out like XM, but the PSI it's like on steroids. I mean, we're up to 5,800 PSI with this product, 60 to 70 square feet at 1/8 of an inch. Again, it is pumpable. You'll see on the screen there it is a dust reduced product, which is that's a big deal whether we're doing work in hospitals or schools or just a live environment where they're keeping that area open to the public while work is being done. So dust reduced, you'll see it does pour out very, very fluid. PSIs are way up there at 5,800 and it's moisture resistant.
So great, again, ZM, 5,800 PSI compressor strength. This will take caster traffic at 1/16 of an inch. So if we got a facility, healthcare related, even education related, where we have a lot of point loading, a lot of roll traffic, this will actually take that within that 1/16 of an inch. Ultra smooth finish, again, good flow rate, good working time on this one. Installers do not have to work this tremendously. We can get that ultra smooth finish very easily. Is also IMO certified, so this can be used in our shipbuilding capabilities. So if you're looking for a premium self-leveler, moisture resistant underneath moisture mitigation systems, dust reduced, higher PSI strength, we have a lot of bells and whistles in the Schönox ZM line that we can use for a multitude of projects with great success.
So we'll get into big brother, big sister, however you want to look at it with the ZM Rapid. So ZM Rapid is actually going to pour out exactly like your ZM, very, very fluid, but we jump way up there on the PSI. We're at 7,550 on the PSI scale. This is something where you're going to pour anywhere from 1/8 of an inch up to an inch. And we could actually be laying flooring on this within an hour and a half. So the speed is the selling point with this product. This is probably one of my favorite products in our lineup just because of the speed and the nature of the business that I deal with. Everybody is looking to do quick turnarounds and would like to get the installation team in and out as quickly as possible so they can get open to the public sooner than later. So I always talk about the ZM Rapid product because of the speed and the time saved that we can do with this product.
Yeah, so another thing you want to look at ZM Rapid with the higher PSI strength, 7,550, we can use this in forklift areas in as little as 1/8 of an inch. We get caster traffic at 1/16. So if you're looking at areas where you may have forklift traffic, looking at high-end retail, maybe back of house, in our hospital situation, ZM Rapid is very well suited for that. Also very well suited for areas with high compressor strength need, MRI rooms or X-ray rooms in hospital education. All these can be done with ZM Rapid. 1/16 of an inch, all the way up to 1 inch, gives you a very high flow rate material, very easy to install, can get to that ultra level capabilities. If we're looking for extreme FF and FL ratings, ZM Rapid would be the one that I would look at for any very self-leveling needs.
So that kind of brings us into our wearable surfaces, which is our DSP and our DSP Plus. The DSP is a sand and seal type product, extremely high PSI. A lot of people, the Amazons and the Googles of the world are buying these very large warehouse spaces, and they need ideally they need a very level floor to do their work on. DSP Plus or DSP is actually a perfect product for that with the PSI ratings at 7,200, extremely high, and just run a quick sander over this and then seal it. And then our DSP Plus is actually a polishable overlay product. This is something that's gaining a lot of traction within the last couple years, especially from the design side of things. The aggregate, and you'll see some pictures in this, the aggregate really pops with this, a little bit larger than what you'll see out there on the market right now and some of the competition. But Shane, while we're doing this for us, anything else you want to touch on these two?
Yeah, so basically we have the ability to give the artist a canvas off of it. So any of these products can be stained. We can look at integral staining, or we can do topical. Aggregate can be added to it. With DSP Plus, we see being poured here. We normally pour this at 3/8 of an inch, and then we'll actually grind and polish this. Again, the installer has the preference whether he's going to go with a 200 grit up to 3,000, what type of densifier he's going to be using. But an excellent product for that application. We do have a little short screenshot here of the DSP Plus after it's been polished. You mentioned the aggregate in it. We've designed this material so that the aggregate stays closer to the top, makes it much easier for the applicator to get to that aggregate exposure. Very good product, 7,250 PSI. We can run forklift over this. This is an interior exterior product. We can do freestyle stable with this one. So if we have exterior projects that we need to use, that's fine. With DSP and warehouse application being freestyle stable, if we got cooler or freezer areas in some of these food service warehouses, this is an excellent product to be used as well. We don't have to worry about cracking of the freestyle in some of these warehouse spaces. So two very good products, both of them wear rated, ready for use. Anytime we need these type materials, Schönox has the answer.
Very good. So we're going to get into our synthetic lineup as well. Shane, you do a really, really good job of explaining this these next couple slides. So could you kind of give them an idea what synthetic gypsum is versus a regular gypsum?
Yeah, so if you're looking at a natural gypsum product, it is a mined facility. So we're basically taking an organic material from the earth, we're producing that, adding our quartz silicate to it, water, to make a natural gypsum self-leveling. The unfortunate thing about natural gypsum products, we really don't get the compressive strength that we need for commercial applications. Resilient Floor Covering Institute says that we need a minimum of 3,000 PSI. Most natural gypsum products in their current state, we're not getting to that 3,000 PSI level. We do have mold and mildew growth being an organic component. So we had to find a better mousetrap. So over 20 years ago, we developed a system that we can take a waste product from a fossil fuel burning plant. When we're looking at those facilities, we have a flume of smoke coming out of that. What that is sulfur dioxide. That's what's giving us our acid rain or our greenhouse gases. The way we combat that, we put calcium slurry into that flume. The calcium combines in with the sulfur dioxide, becomes calcium sulfate. If you look at a chemical composition of gypsum, that is basically what we're looking at is calcium sulfate. We have a process where we'll hydrate that and we'll fortify it. We put it into an autoclave and we cook it under pressure. That pressurized material comes out as a kind of a hexagon shaped particle, kind of look at brick on brick, instead of being more amorphous shaped of a Q-tip, which is what natural gypsum looks like. So now we can get that compressive strength, 5,800 PSI or plus. We do not have mold and mildew growth anymore. It's controlled. We remove all the organic components out of it. So we do have a product that is far superior than natural gypsum. And we do have the only ability to have 100% pure alpha particle, that hexagon shaped material in our facilities. So for Schönox synthetic gypsum compounds, no VOC, no fly ash, 5,800 PSI plus on the compressive strength, no shrinkage. So for this product, we can go over existing substrates without demolition. So the ability to go in and to renovate versus demolition is huge in our marketplace. It saves us time in our construction schedules. It saves us room in our landfills. So the invention of Schönox self-leveling synthetic gypsum revolutionized the marketplace 20 years ago, and we're still proud to offer it today.
Let's talk about the first product in the synthetic lineup, which is our Schönox AP. It's a 55-pound bag, which I don't know if we've mentioned yet, but all our products are in a 55-pound bag as far as the self-levelers go. So 55-pound bag at 1/8 of an inch, we should be getting around 60 square feet. This product will go from 1/8 up to 2 inches. So it's a very versatile product. And again, we have another product in here that's dust reduced. And this is, again, big in the healthcare industry, in the schools, and in live environments. Suitable under floor heating, and does not support mold growth, like Shane said. Anything while we're showing the quick video here, Shane, anything else you'd like to add?
So again, the versatility of going over those existing substrates. We're going to show easy opening bag of AP or all of our products as well. Quick zip tab, there's a blue plastic underneath it that can be removed once we're ready. So we can actually pre-stage material, get them ready for installation, makes it very easy to do. Mixing time on any of these self-levelers around 3 minutes. That gives enough time for the polymers to be hydrated and be mixed into that self-leveling. So proper mixing time, water replacement is very important on these material. Extremely high flow rate on AP. So we can go very thin with this if we need to. We can get caster traffic at a 16th like we would with ZM. But we can go in existing facilities, clean the wax, contaminant off of our LVTs or VCTs, our sheet goods, prime it with SHP primer, pour AP over the top of it, come back in the next morning ready for installation. So we can remove the factor of having to wait on downtime for demolition. So we can go in without abatement in some cases. People ask us, are we actually encapsulating it? We're covering it to the point that we're putting a new substrate on top of that, never to be seen again. 5,800 PSI is much stronger than normal concrete. So we are giving you a new substrate to work off of. Extremely smooth, good finished material, easy to use. Got good working capabilities. So if you want something very versatile to use in your marketplace, look at Schönox AP.
With that, let's go to our APF, which is very, very similar when you see this poured out. But the APF, the F stands for fiber or flex. So we do jump up a little bit on the PSI. We're not going to go as deep with this product. It's going to go up to about 1 inch. Recommended pouring this at 1/4 of an inch on this product, just because, and you'll see in this slide coming up shortly, the fibers are already into this bag. It's added. We don't have to add this in when we're mixing this product. The fibers are in there, and it's a lot easier to work with when we're working with this at 1/4 of an inch up to 1 inch. And that's in my opinion. So it does have extremely high flexural strength as well, which allows this product to go over those subfloors that might have some slight deflection in there, and we're looking to take that out. With the APF product, it's an awesome product to go in and fix those substrates that we've been having some issues with. Shane?
So this is an excellent product for use anytime we have deflection in subfloors. So if we're looking at a lot of multifamily, maybe we have an existing gypsum substrate there that's got some deterioration and some issues, we can clean it, prime it, we pour it with APF. Again, like Chris said, a minimum 1/4 inch is recommended. As you'll see in the next little video, easy to install, got good flow rate to it. There is fiber mixed into the material, which gives it the flexible strength that we need, 1,600 PSI on flexible strength, 6,200 on compressive. Pours out very smoothly. We're able to work this very good. We do have a product called Renotex can be added for additional stability. But a lot of cases, instead of removing the existing gypsum with deterioration, we can just pour 1/4 of an inch minimum over the top of it, come back in next morning. We have solidified that substrate, gives you something to bond to. We're getting away from a lot of our carpet in some of these multifamily applications. We're going more LVTs and sheet vinyls. This gives us the ability to renovate those without additional demolition of the existing substrate. Gives us something very stable in order for those flexible floor coverings to perform as necessary.
So for a long time, when we first came, everybody loved the synthetic products, but the synthetic products were, in some of people's opinion, maybe cured out a little too slow, and they wanted it faster, especially again on this multifamily side where they would love to be able to turn these units over within 24 hours. And that wasn't always the case when we had to pour. We might have to pour, come back the next day and wait 12 to 24 hours, do an install, and then the next day they could actually have somebody move in. So we've constantly heard from you guys out there, we'd like for that product to perform just the way it does, but maybe a little bit faster. So that's where we bring in the synthetic hybrids. And you'll see here, and Shane will do explain kind of the difference in the hybrid technology and why this is kind of the state of the art era that we're getting into on the synthetic side. Shane?
Yeah, so if you're looking at a cementitious compound, like the Schönox US or the Schönox ZM, you get faster drying times because it is a cement-based product. The unfortunate thing about cement-based products, there is shrinkage involved. So you have tensile pull on that material, which limits us to putting this in situations that we're not talking about LVTs or VCTs like we would a synthetic gypsum. Synthetic gypsum with no shrinkage works great over these existing substrates, but the dry time was slower. What we've done, we've actually have a active hybrid dry technology in that we're combining the benefits of both worlds. We're getting the high strength gain and the faster drying of cement and the non-shrinkage of gypsum. We have done this with a polymer that actually takes the free water in the material and makes it into a solid compound. So we're not actually removing water with shrinkage. We're not expelling it with evaporation. We're combining it in with the material. So this gives us the ability to get a faster drying non-shrink material that is not affected by humidity or for temperature. So if you're looking at an area that we're doing 90% humidity in the air, a gypsum system would be slower drying. With this one, temperature and humidity will not affect it. So we're getting a great product in the synthetic hybrid products that gives us the capability of going over existing floor finishes without doing demolition and same day application in most cases. So let's look at both of them in detail so we can kind of talk about the features and benefits of each one.
So we've got the AP Rapid. The AP Rapid is, again, we've got a dust reduced product here on the synthetic side. Coverage, we're looking at about 60 square feet at 1/8 of an inch. This can go anywhere from 1/8 up to a half an inch. And it is, again, pumpable, suitable for caster wheels. The big thing that Shane touched on with both these products, and I think are just amazing, is I think we've all been in a situation where that HVAC unit's not running and we have to rely on somebody to get that thing up and going. We wouldn't really have to with either of these two products, with the AP Rapid or the AP Rapid Plus. I mean, like Shane said, that isn't going to factor in the drying time in these products. They're going to dry on their own. Very, very low shrinkage and suitable for all flexible floor coverings as well. Shane?
Yeah, so if you're looking with this material with the high flow rate we have on it, like we would with our Schönox AP product, AP Rapid, drying time 4 to 6 hours, ready for installation. So if you're looking at an existing hospital facility or education facility, we don't want to worry about removing patients out of patient rooms. We can go in very quickly, clean it, prime it with the additional primer, pour AP Rapid, come in 4 to 6 hours later, ready for our flexible floor covering, our VCTs, our LVTs. Our carpets are acceptable over this. Is dust reduced, does give you the ability for caster traffic and a minimum of 1/16 of an inch. So AP Rapid gives us that ability for same day installation. Again, anywhere from 1/16 up to 1/2 an inch, which is where we're at normally with most self-leveling applications. So it does give us the benefits, again, of both worlds, faster drying of cement, non-shrinkage of gypsum, dust reduced, and one component. Chris?
So we'll get into the AP Rapid Plus, and this is just the, again, a big brother, big sister, however we want to look at it on the product side. With it does go a little bit deeper. This product is, again, 55 pound bag, 1/8 of an inch up to 3 inches. This is for fast track installation on most substrates and interior areas, apartment buildings being something that we see this product used a lot in because of the depth, 6,300 PSI. So we jump up there on the PSI side of things, 14 square feet up at 1/2 an inch, I believe is right. And again, we are dust reduced. Extremely, extremely good product. We also we'll see a short video here where we're actually pouring this into what our 3D Renotech system. So This is a product that when we're got a slab that's completely contaminated and we just don't have any answers for our customer saying, you know, we can't get glue to bond to it, we can't get a self-leveler to bond to it, nobody's going to write a warranty. This is a system that's very new out there in the market, and it's been a problem solver for a lot of people. We could actually take a thin sheet of plastic and lay that down on this contaminated slab. Then we'd go back in with our 3D Renotech system and put that down as a loose lay. With then we would actually pour in our AP Rapid Plus and create a non-bonded floating brand new subfloor. And we don't have to worry about demoing out the old slab and pouring a new slab in and all that. We can actually just cover that up. And granted, they have the room and the height allowance to do all this, and give them a non-bonded brand new subfloor to install whatever they would like on there. Shane, anything you want to add?
Yeah, also with the Schönox AP Rapid Plus, we can do that deeper fill. So if there is an area in our existing gypsum that has been removed, we can do that deeper, thicker film for that one. Normally dries overnight. With the 3D Renotech system, adding sound and insulation matting from Schönox can give you a fully UL rated product for smoke and fire resistance. Also gives you some sound resistance as well. So if you're looking for a solution for your multifamily subfloors or your contaminated subfloors, AP Rapid Plus with the 3D Renotech is an answer for that.
Okay, so let's go into our adhesive side. I think this is one thing, one line of our products that maybe not enough of you hear about out there. And we have an extremely good line of products. And when you're looking to make that package, that warranty together, we can provide the subfloor prep, whether it's self-leveling, skim coat. We can go to the moisture mitigation, then we can take you right into the adhesive and kind of build that package for that job specific warranty out there, where if things were to go wrong, they know exactly where to come versus okay, well, we use this product here and we use that product there, so now everybody's kind of left pointing fingers on who do we talk to about this. So with the adhesive line that we have, we can build that whole package for you. The first really into is our Schönox Roll and Go. So the Schönox Roll and Go is an awesome adhesive that we have. It's incredible in a lot of ways, where it's immediate point load. This is an LVT only adhesive, but the installers like it because they're actually standing up while they're putting this product down. It's a rollable adhesive, and it's got about a 10 to 15 minute flash time before we actually start installing it, but it's got a 2-hour open time on it. This product, so if you were to get pulled off that job site and came back and it's past that 2-hour window, all we really need to do is roll some new adhesive down on top, and we're good to go, versus scraping old adhesive and starting over again. It is pressure sensitive, so if we've got a couple damaged tiles, all we really got to do is come and remove those. With the new tiles, we're just going to butter the back of those and install. The big selling point on this is it's immediate point load. Can't stress that enough. You know, everybody's looking for fast install, fast track. This is a great product to go in and with an LVT installation and be able to start moving furniture, caster wheels, any of that. Shane, do you want to touch on some more?
Yeah, we're going to show a quick video of how this installed. Again, flash time on this is probably 10 to 15 minutes, ready for installation. Place your LVTs into the adhesive, roll it with a 100-pound roller, and then again, immediately point load. This is Hill ROM and striker bed approved, so we can use this underneath hospital beds in those situations. Tremendous shear strength on this one, and that once we get it rolled with a 100-pound roller, again, we can get immediate loading on this one. The installer here is going to actually kind of kick it a little bit. So even with just that small amount of wait time, we can get into this material quite quickly. This is a pH irrelevant adhesive, so pH does not affect. This one will not break down the adhesive because of higher pH. So you want to combine this with one of our Schönox self-levelers. We can get that full warranty like we talked about. Job specific warranties is available. through your regional business manager and here at Schönox Technical.
Our next in our lineup is our Emmy Classic. Our Emmy Classic, and like I said, we're going to touch on just a few of these today. But the Emmy Classic, I would say on the adhesive side, this is our workhorse. You can install. This would be the one bucket that every installer would need in their truck, whether they're going to do a carpet tile install, a sheet good, an LVT. This product is going to be able to handle all that and then some. Coverage, you're going to get up to 850 square feet per unit. Waiting time is 10 to 60 minutes on this. Shane, is there anything you want to add on this adhesive here?
So porous, non-porous installation for Emmy Classic, again, universal pressure sensitive. We can do this as a semi-tacky or full pressure sensitive with the flash off. Anywhere from sheet goods, LVTs, even linoleum and true rubber. We are 90% RH on everything except for rubber and linoleum. Then we're even at 85% RH on those two products. So if you got an installation where you're doing sheet goods in the operating room, we got LVT in the waiting room, we got carpet in the office area. Schönox Emmy Classic can be used for all of that. I will mention this is an IMO approved adhesive. So for doing rubbers and vinyls on ship construction, this is a approved adhesive for that application as well.
Is our Schönox Protect. This is an adhesive that's designed to handle up to 95 RH. Extremely versatile product. Again, we can do LVT install, we could do sheet, we could do even AstroTurf with this type product, rubber flooring. Again, extremely aggressive adhesive. Moisture actually helps this product cure out and pull that product down extremely tight. So if you're looking to demo this afterwards, it's going to be a bear. But great adhesive, extremely aggressive. It is a wet set, so I do want to point that out before Shane kind of dives into a little bit more. I know there's a lot of installers out there that kind of cringe when they hear it's a wet set adhesive. It is a wet set, so they do need to work quickly. But like I said, it's a very aggressive adhesive. Once it starts to cure, it's going to grab that product and really pull it down tight. Shane?
Yeah, so this is a SMP technology, silo modified polymer, moisture curing one component. It does have all the benefits that we normally would with a two-part epoxy or two-part urethane in a wet set type material. We can use interior, exterior. It is freestyle stable. So if you have an area in your space, especially retail or environmental condition, maybe that will have some frozen temperatures, front areas of stores works very well. Produce areas, cooler freezer areas. Schönox Protect works good for all these applications. Any flexible floor covering, again, as you mentioned, sheet vinyl, VCT, LVT, synthetic rubber, cork. If we have gym floor applications, this will bond directly to a Schönox EPA moisture mitigation system as well. So a lot of capabilities for using this material, Schönox Protect, for all your flexible floor covering needs.
So from our adhesives, let's get into our repair and patching smoothing compounds. We're going to talk about two really important ones, in my opinion, being the SL and the AST products. The SL is your day in, day out patching material that it's very rapid drying. This is, again, it's packaged in a 10-pound bag. There's 4 to a pack, so very similar, if you haven't used this, very similar to what you're probably using now. The one thing that I really want to stress on, so when Schönox first came to the States, we didn't really have a patch, and we knew we needed one, but we also wanted to talk to the installers out there and find out what they would like in a patch, if they could change anything about that patch that they liked or currently using, and maybe add something to that. So a lot of the installers mentioned that they would like a product that that cured out very quickly, dried very quickly, that was user friendly. They wanted something that actually was moisture resistant. Moisture resistant was a big thing. They time and time again, we heard of, we constantly had to go back to this job because the patch blew off the floor. Well, the patch was blowing off the floor because it was getting too wet. Really not the patch's fault. It wasn't designed to handle a whole lot more moisture. And so when it hit that limit, it would blow off the floor, pop off the floor. And so that was something that they really wanted to talk about, and they wanted something that had a higher PSI, and dried extremely hard. So with that, we took it back over to Europe, and we talked to the guys in Germany and said, hey, listen, moisture resistant would be awesome. So that's kind of where SL came from. We introduced it to the market as a moisture resistant product. It dries extremely hard, and we're very, very proud of the fact that it's a 3,700 PSI. 37, and we're not hiding that. We don't bury it in the technical data sheet. It's something that we advertise, and we're proud about it. So SL, you're gonna get around 200, 300. It all really depends on who's actually skimming. Everybody has their idea of an ideal skim coat, but I would say you're gonna get around 300 square feet per bag on this product. Again, dries extremely hard. Shane, is there anything else you want to add to this product?
Yeah, water placement is a little different than maybe what the normal installer would be used to. 2 quarts of water, 1.9 liters. We'll give you 3,700 PSI compressive strength. So again, we can meet ASTM F710 and Resilient Floor Covering Institute recommendations of above 3,000. Extremely fluid material, easy to apply, very easy on the trial, dries very quickly. It does dry to the point that the installer can sand and prepare their subfloor same day, so we're not waiting for extended dry time before we prepare it. So all of our subfloor prep can be done without having to wait next day to start doing additional skim coating or additional prep work. Extremely good material to be used. I think your installer will enjoy this. Can go up to 1 inch in well-defined areas. 3,700 PSI compressive strength is IMO approved as well. So if you're looking for your day in, day out skim coating, smoothing material, then Schönox SL would be your patch of choice.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and also talk about our synthetics as well. So our synthetic products that we have out there on the market, obviously different color. It's white, and I always try to remind installers at least that a white and a gray aren't going to mix very well. So a cementitious on top of a synthetic product is not going to bond. It might initially bond, but eventually that product will they'll push each other apart with a little chemical reaction there. So if we know we're going out onto a job site and those guys are or women out there are going to be pouring a synthetic product with our AP, APF, any of those type products, then it would be wise to put our synthetic skim coat on that truck as well with the AST patch. This is again, it's the only thing it's a little bit different, it's not a moisture resistant patch, but the PSIs are up there at 3,600 PSI. So again, extremely hard. Square footage, probably around 250 square feet on this per bag. Package exactly the same, but it is intended to be used over our synthetic products. You could actually use this product in maybe in a multifamily unit where there's gypsum on the floor, and it's in pretty good shape, but we're trying to bond down that dust a little bit and give something to bond to. Or maybe we just got a couple little cracks in the floor that we want to take care of with the skim coat. AST is ideal for that in the multifamily side of the business as well. Shane?
Yeah, so you're looking at AST synthetic gypsum skim coat, 3,600 PSI compressor strength. Because it is a synthetic makeup, no mold and mildew growth that we would with traditional or natural gypsum products. Extremely smooth finish. So again, like Chris said, if we're going over our synthetic gypsum or our hybrid components, AST can be installed without additional primer. If we're going over existing gypsum, may just have some spidering in the existing gypsum that needs to be repaired, doing some small touch-ups. AST is ideal for that. No shrinkage on this material. So if we're going over existing floor finishes, prime it with SHP primer, skim it out with AST, gives you that ability of giving a synthetic system in a skim coat application.
So before we let you guys go, I do want to touch on our app. This is a very friendly tool to have in your pocket at all times. Whether that GC's on the job and he or she is letting you know they need that technical data sheet or they need that safety data sheet before they're going to allow these products to enter the job site, pull it up on your app. It's in a PDF form. You can shoot the email right there from the job site and never have to go print it off and hand them a big folder of all this paperwork. You can actually explore those products, get into the adhesives, the moisture mitigation, all of those. And then the really nice tool there is the product calculator. The product calculator is going to allow you to type in the square footage. And if we're looking at levelers, take that AP leveler that if you'll remember, it goes from 1/8 of an inch to 2 inches. We'll type in the square footage and it'll shoot you out how many bags we're going to need at 1/8, at 1/4, at 3/8, and so on. So great tool, and that's the same with the adhesives and same with the moisture mitigation products as well. We also have this area called installer tips, where the installers can actually go in a little bit more in-depth videos where we're walking you through how much water needs to be added to these products, and then the characteristics of how these products are going to flow, or what to look for when working with these products. So if it's installers going out on the job site, first time using Schönox, great tool for them to look at. And then find your representative. This is perfect for maybe you're new to that area, or maybe we just haven't met that Schönox rep, or you just can't find their phone number. Type in the zip code and the regional vice president's number. Email is going to show up, and the regional business manager in your territory will show up as well. And that being said, from myself and Shane, we want to thank you again for wanting to continue the education on the Schönox side. Hopefully this was very informative, and look forward to talking to you next time. Thanks again.